my father. I'm so glad she's with me now. When my mother first met my father, she was engaged to someone else, a man named Mac. A really tall man. We would have all looked a lot different than we do now. And she was working with my father at the drugstore, and a co-worker became very ill, and they went to visit him in the hospital. And I'm sure my father was driving, and she rode with him. They went together. And when they got back from the hospital, he took her home, and Mac was waiting on the front porch. And I don't know what happened, but at some point she and Mac became disengaged. And then later, when my father proposed to my mother, he asked her to marry him, and he said, "Now, I want you to take a little time and think about it and tell me your answer later." And Mother said, "I've already thought about it. The answer is yes." So I'm so glad she's with him today.
Anyone? I knew Lillian. My sister. They always smile. They always have something nice to say. Anyone else?
So let me say one more thing. We're back in this wonderful area of East Tennessee where my mother grew up. She grew up playing on these hills. The farm that her grandparents owned is very close to this. My great-grandfather, her grandfather, helped to found the Beach Springs Baptist Church that this cemetery belongs to. And the farm that my great-grandparents lived on was originally a part of a 900-acre federal land grant that my great-great-great-grandfather received for his service in the Revolutionary War. And Jim and Marion and David and I visited part of that property where my grandparents' farm actually was. It's a small piece of that 900 acres over Labor Day. And the man who lives there now was so gracious to let us come on the property. It's now a Tennessee Walking Horse Farm.